the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in and the tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working out to provide, what a way to make a living.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Jack, the voice of San Diego's finest business, right here live on KCBQ. And in studio tonight, we have Mr. Gustavo de la Fuente. I love saying that, Gustavo. You have such a great name. And he is the president and CEO of Intelligent Office San Diego. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did, Jack. Thank you very much. Nice to be here again.
Yeah, and you're right, real close to this building. You're over there in...
corner of La Jolla Village Drive and Genesee. Executive Square.
Executive Square. Oh, what an address.
Yes, it's important.
Executive Square in La Jolla. Wow, that is awesome. It is important. And I know that's part of what you have over there. You have a whole lot of things that you can provide to people. The one thing, though, that I wanted to ask you tonight about was I've heard this word passed around, virtual assistant. What exactly is a virtual assistant, and what do they do?
Well, that's a great topic for tonight. I'm going to tell you. Let me give you an example of how this could work. So you have a problem with your heater at your house, right? It's giving you fits, and you need to call a plumber, right? So what do? If you don't have somebody that's been referred to you, or maybe you don't know anybody, and you want to try somebody new, you're going to go onto Google usually, right? I mean, people, that's what I would do. A lot of people I know do this.
Yeah.
So you get to Google and Yelp, what have you, and you see a list of all these plumbers, right? You get dozens of plumbers, dozens of choices. So you call. You start calling. And you know what happens if you don't get that answer. If somebody doesn't answer the phone, you go to voicemail. What do?
Hang up.
You hang up and you go to the next guy down the list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So a virtual assistant would... There's two things about the virtual assistants I want to talk about. One is sort of the basics, and then the other one is sort of the more customized services, what I call customized. So the basics, instead of calling that plumber and getting a voice message, right? You're going to call. Somebody's going to answer that phone on the first or probably second ring. They're going to say, "Hello, welcome to John Doe Plumbing. This is Heather, let's say. How can I assist you?" Makes a big difference in the way that you're being answered, that call's being answered.
I always prefer people over recordings.
Yes, definitely. So you've got somebody live on the other side, right, who's answering the call, who's probably scheduling you, because usually if you're calling a plumber, right, you have an emergency at home, so you need somebody to schedule you immediately. So that person can do that immediately, or at least give you some information about what that plumber does, where the plumber is, and maybe they're around your neighborhood, in your area, and they can serve you better. That's just to give you one example, but it could be a contractor, like you had, Lonnie a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
It could be anybody. It could be a marketing agent. It could be a freelancer. It could be an IT consultant, what have you. So it works with all professions. You want to call somebody, and you want to get that answer. And you go down the list if you don't. So what the assistant does is, it's not only picking up the line, but screening for solicitors. A lot of people, as you know, call in. They're soliciting all kinds of services, and you don't really want to get those calls. So the very first thing that person's going to do, that virtual assistant, is take that call, screen for solicitors. So by the time they get to you, plumber, electrician, contractor, they'll say, I have Judy Smith on the line, and she needs this service done immediately, or she's asking for this or for that. So by the time you get that call, it's an important call. It's been screened. Now it's up to you to tell that assistant, I'm going to take this call, or maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to take the call, so let it go to voicemail. Okay, that's your decision. Or have that call maybe go to your email and listen to it that way. So you're not missing a beat. You've got a nice person answering that phone. They know about your business. They're familiar with it. And they can answer people's questions. That's very basic virtual assistant service.
Well, I mean, and the basic virtual assistant service is great. Do you go beyond the basics?
So now let me talk about the customized services that a virtual assistant should be able to do. One of the things that we do at Intelligent Office in San Diego, of course, yes, we do a lot of incoming call answering like I just described for a number of people. But then what we'll do is we'll take those calls, we'll do schedules. For instance, people have a Google Calendar or a similar type of calendar.
Mm-hmm.
They give us access to that calendar. So caller calls in. You don't want to be busy scheduling calls, and you don't want to hire somebody to do that. Doesn't make sense, right? So we do it for you. Caller calls in. They want to find out about your company, about your services. We schedule them in there. We've got access to your calendar. Why not do that? While you're working, while you're doing something, you're doing a project, whatever it is. So that's one of the things that we do.
And you'll remind me of my wedding anniversary and my wife's
Exactly,
birthday.
yes.
Oh,
If you want me to do that, yes. I will do that.
I just want to make sure. I mean, cover all my bases here.
Sure. And other things that the virtual assistant does is, for instance, invoicing, purchase orders, expense reports. You could do a lot of social media. Now that social media is up and coming, people need that service, right? They need for somebody to post on their Facebook,
sure,
on their Twitter, on their YouTube. We do a lot of that for clients.
Yeah,
so the virtual assistant should do that.
Even this content right here, you'll be distributing it.
We can post it. Yes, exactly. There's attorneys out there who say, I just want an intake form. Do intake forms every single client that calls me because I'm doing depositions, a few days out of the week. So when I'm busy doing that, I want you to take down every single person who calls in. So we do a lot of that. You could do virtually, anything. Many people have stacks of business cards. They want us to put those business cards in their CRM tool. We do that. We have people who want us to, for instance, they've got clients who call in. They want to purchase something online. And a lot of people do it online, but some others are a little bit iffy, right, when it comes to doing that. So they'll take their card and give us their information. We'll we'll do the sale. We can do that as well and send them an invoice for that. So there's many different things that happen that some are routine things, some are not as routine. But at the end of the day, you want to feel comfortable with somebody doing that kind of work for you. And that's where the virtual assistant comes in. And if they're doing the job, you're going to trust them. They're going to know your business. They're going to know how to answer those calls when they come in. They know how to classify different callers, right? Categorize them and give them the information they need. And that's virtual assistants. If you do it locally, if you know San Diego, if you know the players, if you're familiar with what goes on in the city, a lot easier. If you can answer callers in English, in Spanish, even better, right? So it's...
Wow. So you could actually take calls for me in Spanish, and that expands my marketplace.
Yes, I have a number of clients. We have a number of clients, for instance, immigration attorneys. We do this for. We have a guy who sells all kinds of food online, if you can believe that, from all over the world.
Wow.
So people call in. It's stuff you don't find usually at the typical supermarket. So people call in and they'll say, what is this? What is that? Does it come in bulk? Does it come in a large package, small package? So we describe the whole experience, and then we will probably do the sale if that the person wants that. So it's just a number of different things going on here that we're able to provide as a virtual officing.
Well, as far as answering the phone and distributing content and information, how much control do I, as the client, as the business owner, how much control do I have over that, and how do I know that these people are saying the right things to represent me?
Well, what happens is that you train us. Every single one of our clients comes in. We do a lot of consultation where they sit down with us and they tell us exactly how they want us to handle those calls. We don't miss a beat because people usually will forward their phone to us. That's very easy to do. Pretty much any service you have out there can do that.
Right.
Or we'll give you a number. We'll give you a new number if that's what you want. Maybe you're doing some campaign. You need to really gauge the response. We will do that. We'll give you those phones for you. It could be a county phone line. It could be a 1-800 number, what have you. So we know when those calls in because we've taken down information from you, and through our monitors, through our screens, we see who's calling and which company it is. So we answer to that company name. We're never going to make a mistake that way.
It's interesting you mentioned the word campaign. I was thinking you guys probably get busy around the time of elections.
Well, there's been a lot of interest in gauging that. So yes, we have a number of people.
Because that would work pretty smooth if I'm a politician, I don't have a big budget, but I want to get into the race, and because you guys are reasonable. I mean, reasonable You said your prices start pretty $49?
That's for the mailbox. But for this kind of assistant, virtual assistant, we start at $150 a month.
Wow.
Which is, I think it's
inexpensive.
Quite inexpensive. No, you just gave me a great idea with the politicians. So I'm still thinking about that idea.
All right. Well, listen, anything, we've got to run. We're just about out of time here. So.
Well, intelligentoffice.com/San Diego. Our number is 858-964-2300. We are very happy to take your calls and kind of lead the way and help you understand how it is that we can help you. We can support your business for sure.
Fantastic. Gustavo de la Fuente of Intelligent Office San Diego. You've been listening to San Diego's finest business right here on KCBQ 1170 Intelligent Talk.
Thanks for tuning in to San Diego's finest business radio show with your host, Jack Warren. Tune in every Monday night at 9 p.m. right here on Intelligent News Talk 1170 KCBQ for all the best tips for having a successful business in San Diego. Hearing about all the fun-filled events coming to San Diego and the best eateries in town.
San Diego's finest business radio show on KCBQ is sponsored by Jack Warren.